Megan O'Leary here at the UFC 130 press conference. I'm with Brian Stann. Brian, last time we talked, you said that you really wanted to fight Wanderlei Silva. Why do you think that fight never happened?
Well, I think a couple reasons. I think one, his injuries, he didn't know his own timeline. And two, when you get to Wanderlei's level and you have nothing left to prove in the sport, he's a legend. Certain fights pique your interest and some don't. And I don't think I did. I just don't think it was the fight that he was looking for. And, when you're at his level, you could do that. I didn't take any insult from it. He's still one of my favorite fighters ever to watch, and I wish him the best of luck when he fights Chris Lieben, which is just going to be an amazing fight for both of those guys. So I ended up getting a better fight out of the deal anyways.
Someone who is interested in fighting you is your opponent on Saturday, George. Now, he has so much knockout power in his hands. How did you go about preparing to fight him?
Preparing to fight George is, you have to prepare everywhere. George is a champion. He's an extraordinarily well-rounded fighter. He came to the UFC to fight for the title, came to the UFC to fight Anderson Silva, and I was the one, fortunately, who got the first crack at him. So it's an opportunity for me to take what he's got. He's been in the top 10 for 2 years now. I'm not in the top 10 yet. So, I'm honored. I'm in a situation where I have nothing to lose and everything to gain, and every fighter likes those situations.
You say you're not in the top 10, but you are quickly rising in the ranks of the middleweight. Are your sights set on being the champion, or right now do you just want to have exciting, good fights?
My sights are set on beating George right now. I definitely, one of my goals was to get in the top 10 by 2011, and obviously I want to be a champion again someday, and that's very important to me, and that's always the ultimate goal. But step one is, beating a guy like Jorge Santiago. He's the type of guy that when I'm done with this sport and I look back on it, I'll say, hey, I fought this guy. This guy was a world champion in different organizations, etc. A great guy overall. He's a guy that I'm very proud to be fighting.
All right, and finally, Brian, you get to live out your dream and fight in the octagon this Saturday, and you so bravely served our country. What's it like knowing that you're able to do that on Memorial Day weekend?
Well, it's a big deal. Memorial Day weekend is the most important holiday of the year to me. And unfortunately, it's not a weekend that, it's kind of mixed emotionally for me. I'm not always in the greatest mood because there's a lot of guys that I miss. There's a lot of doubt and decisions that I mull over in my mind over and over again from combat. But it's very important. I asked the UFC to fight on this card before I ever had an opponent. They honored that. So it's very important to me to represent our nation's military and the men and women who serve and really represent what this weekend's all about, which is remembering those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country.
Thank you so much, Brian. We're really looking forward to that fight on Saturday.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
For more UFC 130 information, be sure to watch Fight Day.